Hello friends, today again we'll be solving a question related to signal system, and this question is related to the Nyquist criteria. Okay, so let's start. So here he is asking what is the Nyquist rate if x1 of t is sinc 200t plus 3 sinc square 8tt, and x2 of t is sinc 60t and sinc 120t, the multiplication of both of them, and respectively. So we have to choose between these questions, these options, which one is the correct option. So there are many ways of doing it. So the first and the simple way is, if you know the Fourier transform of sinc function, then directly you can use that, and you can derive the frequency content. And similarly you can do it for the square of sinc, and if there are two different frequencies of sinks. So but a much easier way of doing it is by just knowing some of the basics which are there uh, with respect to the sinc function. So sinc c of 80, okay, it is sine pi 80 over pi 80. So whenever there is a sinc function, sincs of some 80, okay, then you have to, you should be careful that there is a pi also, okay. And the highest frequency content in radians per sec means the omega for that will be, let's say it is omega h, and it will be a pi. Oh, what is that a? This thing, this a pi, okay. So this is going to be the highest frequency content in the signal, okay. Now if you see this one is matching with this 200 pi 200t, so we have used this one, okay. Now similarly, if you have sinc to the power n, okay, so this which is matching with this one, it has a frequency content of pi a, okay, pi a, and with that n means how many powers you have raised it to. So here it is 2, so it will be 2a pi, okay. Similarly, the third one is when you have two different frequencies. See, you have at plus and bt, so sinc of at into sinc of bt, the highest frequency for that is going to be a pi plus b pi, okay. So if you remember these properties clearly, then it will be very easy to solve. So let us proceed by using these properties, okay. So first of all, let's say I take sine 200, sorry, sinc 200 of t, okay. So when you are taking this one, this is equal to, I told you like there will be a pi, so pi t over 200 pi t. So now you have to look at this one, so it is 200 pi t. So the omega h, okay, if I say omega h1, it will be 200 pi, okay. Now uh, you can put it equal to 2 pi f, because we have to get it in hertz. So f1 is equal to 200 pi, okay. So from here you can calculate f1 is going to be 100 hertz. So this is the frequency content, highest frequency content of sine 200t, sinc 200t. Now there is plus this, again this part also. Now let us write this one also, sine square 80 into t. So how you can write this one is, see, the magnitude does not matter, okay. Magnitude can be anything, but the frequency content is what is mattering, so we do not care about magnitude. So we can write 2 into, you can put this 80, and because it is sinc function, there will be pi again, okay. So this is the highest frequency content, and I can write it as omega h2. Now again I can write f2. Now what I can do is, again I can write the highest frequency in hertz. So for that I will again put sine f2, okay. So when I do that, what I get is, I get f2 as 80 hertz, f2 as 80 hertz. Now for the first signal, which is x1 of t, you can see here that it, the highest frequency content is 100 hertz. So the Nyquist rate should be, so f1 is equal to 100 hertz is the highest frequency, okay. So what should be my Nyquist criteria? So according to Nyquist criteria, my Nyquist rate should be 2 times of that, 2 into f1. So it will be 2 into 100, it will be 200 hertz. So this is going to be the 200 hertz. Now you can see only option B is 200 hertz. Okay, but let us go and check what is for the x2 of t. Okay, what is the frequency content? So again we will be writing it as sync of 60t, okay, and sync of 120 pi 120t. Okay, so again when you write this, now I told you like you have to see this too. Okay, now you have to here we are getting the third form that we set, like which is sine a sync of at of sync of bt. Okay, so for that it is pi of a plus b. Okay, so a is here 60 and b is 120. Okay, let me write it clearly, this is 120. So we'll get pi of 120 plus 60, which is going to be 180 pi. Okay, now this is 180 pi, so 180 pi is equal to 2 pi f. Again we will be say it is 2 pi f3. So f3 is going to be 90 hertz. Now once you get this as 90 hertz, you know that Nyquist will be 2 times f3, okay, which is going to be 180 hertz. So what is our answer? We get 200 and 180. Okay, for the first case we get 200 and for the second case we get 180. So this is how we have to solve this kind of question. The option is B for this. Okay, so always remember those three rules or properties for a sinc function, and it will be very easy for you to solve these kinds of questions. If you go by doing Fourier, for sinc function the Fourier will be easy, but when you get square and all those things, then it may be a tedious task to do. So it's better to remember these simple properties, and easily you can find the Nyquist criteria. Okay, so thanks for watching this video.